is a pangolin, a rare species of mammal that rolls into a ball when in danger, using its hard scales to protect itself. However, there are some threats that their armor can't protect them from. In fact, their scales are one reason why they're targeted. That's because pangolin scales are a highly desired ingredient in some branches of traditional Chinese medicine. There's no scientific evidence to support this practice, but unfortunately it's made pangolins a target. That's not the only reason they're prized among poachers either. Despite laws created to protect pangolins, their meat is also a delicacy in some parts of Africa and Asia. As a result, hunters have brought these shy and timid creatures close to extinction. They're now considered the world's most trafficked creature. In 2017, rescuers struck it lucky and saved a young pangolin from traffickers in Liberia. Jenny Desmond, the co-founder of Liberia Chimpanzee Rescue and Protection (LCRP), assisted with the operation. She spoke to the dodo about it on March 22, 2018. "They're sold here live on the streets of Monrovia," she explained. "Our law enforcement task force is currently putting systems in place to combat this ASAP." Desmond added that as far as she knew, this pangolin was the first specimen ever rescued in Liberia. But LCRP wasn't the only rescue group on hand to help the pangolin. She was sent to the Labasa Wildlife Sanctuary, whose manager at the time, Julie Vanache, took charge. Vanache intended to nurse the pangolin back to health with the ultimate goal of releasing her. Vanache named the pangolin after a Belgian friend called Lise and prepared to raise her. But there was one problem. Lise was her first pangolin rescue. Furthermore, pangolins are notoriously difficult to raise in captivity, so Vanache had her work cut out for her. With that in mind, she called Zimbabwe's Tiki Highwood Foundation and spoke to Lise Highwood. Highwood told the dodo that the information exchange didn't just bring her and Vanache together, it also reunited the two rescue groups in a way that will benefit future projects. "Julie and I talked about the pangolin daily," Highwood described. "We have all created a lifetime bond which I believe only becomes stronger over time. And together we'll continue to save multiple species, including the pangolin. We all came to meet up with one another through the rescue of this one little lady, Lise," Highwood concluded. Despite their trials of raising a young pangolin, Vanache rose to the challenge with Highwood's help. Over the next year, Lise grew strong. Desmond said that another person also assisted in raising the pangolin. Lise spent most of the last year being walked multiple times a day by her Liberian caregiver, Angie. "She became a very independent young lady," she explained to the dodo. Since Lise developed so well, her carers knew it was time to reintroduce her to the wild. Consequently, in March of 2018, they put Lise in a crate and took her out into the forest. She watched the scenery go by intently from her container as they went. As soon as the pangolin saw the forest approach, however, she was instantly alert. She stayed that way until rescuers carried her crate into the forest and opened its door. Finally, Lise was home again, and it seemed as though she knew. Lisa's curiosity turned to excitement when she stepped out of her cage and viewed her surroundings. The first thing she did was go in search of food. Pangolins exist entirely on insects, with ants being their favorite choice, and Lise knew just where to find some. LCRP described Lisa's release on Facebook on a March 12, 2018 post. "After a very lengthy and labor-intensive rehabilitation process, it surely didn't take long for Lise to find her dinner," they wrote. After that, the little pangolin ran off into the trees and out of sight. And in case you're worrying about Lise being recaptured and trafficked, you don't need to. She's now back in the forest on LCRP's new land, Desmond told the dodo. "She's free and wild and with tons of ants." Lisa's rescue wouldn't have been possible without the help of all the organizations that pitched in. The good news is that their collaboration has inspired them to work together in the future too. That's promising news for the other pangolins out there faced with extinction. Within the past 10 years, traffickers victimized more than 1 million pangolins. As a result, the International Union for Conservation of Nature, who came up with that estimate, have classified 4 pangolin species as vulnerable. 2 other species are endangered, and the last 2 are critically endangered. Habitat loss has also played a part in the looming downfall of the species. Thanks to conservationists, though, the fight is on to save the pangolin species from extinction. And if Lisa's rescue shows us anything, it's that there's still hope for them yet.